Hey guys, it's me, and today I am here with another multitasking type of video. So I'm going to be doing my makeup today while going through and giving you guys a bit of an anti-haul. Kind of like my previous anti-haul that I did a few months ago. I'm modeling this after an anti-haul that Microsoft did a few months ago. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to browse through Trend Mood's Instagram page and look through different product launches that have happened recently and tell you guys my thoughts and opinions on them, whether or not if I'll be interested in the items or if I really want to get them, and so on and so forth. The three main contenders for the makeup look I'm going to be doing today are going to be this eyeshadow palette right here. This is one of the Smashbox Cover Shop palettes, and I got this from Ulta because it was massively on clearance. This is the Sunlit Yellow one. They have a bunch of these Cover Shop palettes from Smashbox, and I picked this guy up because it looked like a fair dupe for the Anastasia Subculture palette. Well, I say a dupe, it's not really a dupe, I should say, because I mean these Cover Shop palettes normally cost $29, but I mean I got it on sale for 10 and some change. So yeah, because the reviews on this one compared to like the other Cover Shop palettes that exist weren't that great. But I wanted to try it out because I wanted to try out this color story, and since it got marked down so low, I figured I'd try it out. I know in the viewfinder right now, these two shades are pulling up a lot more blue. They're definitely a little bit more on the green side. Just wanted to point that out there. And then for lips, I'm going to be using this KVD liquid lipstick. This is in the shade Dreamer. I'll be playing with that guy today. And then for my eyeliner, for my waterlines, I'm going to be using this guy right here. This is the LA Girl Shockwave Neon Eyeliner in the shade Screamin'. I love the name of this guy so much, and I'm super excited to finally be able to play around with it. I just wanted to like touch on those items today. As to what I'm going to be using, because I mean I'm not going to be talking about the products that I'm putting on my face today, but I know that those guys are pretty flashy and fun, so I figured I would talk about those items before we get on into me putting on my makeup and talking about these new product launches. Without further ado, I guess we can go ahead and hop on into this, but before we get started, if you guys are new here to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe, and also while you're down there, definitely give this video a thumbs up because that'll help me out a lot. All my links are down in the description box below, and yeah, let's do this. So the first launch that we have up here is one of few influencer brand launches and product launches from influencers that I'm going to be talking about in this video, and that is from Desiperkins, and that is her brand called Desi. I saw the trailer for the brand, I think it was the other day when I saw it, and I got like the feeling that this is probably going to be like a fashion brand, and this first launch here is definitely proving that, because this first launch are sunglasses, and honestly, they're just sunglasses. Like, I'm very, very particular when it comes to sunglasses and like the shapes of them and whatnot. Because I mean, like, it took me so long to find the sunglasses that I have already. And I really do like the sunglasses that I have. Like, I like big sunglasses. And although there are a few big ones in this initial launch here, they're also not the shape that I like, because they're all more so like squared off or like angular and whatnot. I like a more rounded shape for sunglasses on myself personally, so this is something that I'm just not gonna pick up. But I am happy for Desi though. I mean, life has just been going so great for her this year so far, so I'm very happy for her. But this is just something that I am not interested in personally. I'll see what all else she comes out with. I just find it a little bit odd that her first launch are sunglasses, because her and Katie Lesser Lux, the two of them did a collaboration with Key Australia a few years ago where they released sunglasses. So it just seems a little bit odd to me that her brand's first launch are sunglasses. It just seems like a little too repetitive. Then we have another influencer brand. This is from Jacky Aina, and she is launching her brand. She mentioned that she was going to be launching her own brand and that it wasn't going to be makeup. And so everybody started speculating what it was going to be. It's either going to be like fashion or a lifestyle type brand, and it's looking like it's going to be the latter because her first product launch just got announced yesterday, I believe, and that is candles. I know a lot of people are building like candles. I personally am totally fine with it. I actually do enjoy candles. I don't know when I'll be able to pick up these products because I'm presently on a no buy. But I'm definitely interested in it. I'm super excited for Jacky to like release like the launch video and talking about the products and everything because I'm very curious as to what the scents are going to be. And I'm also curious as to what all else Jacky is going to bring out with this brand as well. Like, I kind of, in a way, this is a bit of a stretch. I don't think that this would even happen. But I think it would be fun if she were to release, like, fragrances. Like, as she continues going down, like, the path of, like, candles and coming out with, like, scents candles. I think it would be really fun if like if certain candles could also work as like fragrances. I think that would be really fun. Also, by the way, I think I forgot to mention this earlier. I'm going to try to use every single shade in this palette today, so be prepared for a possibly very extra makeup look today. Next up is a new brand that is launching, but it is, I'm guessing, a brand within a brand because this is Morphe 2. This is my first time ever hearing about this. They are starting out with a skin tint, a lip cheek tint, jelly eye shimmer. Okay, that's a weird way of putting it. A face and eye gloss, and a lip oil, and then a brush set. So, I mean, sticking with the brush trend because I mean it's Morphe. Like this just isn't like the type of stuff that I would be interested in. I mean the skin tints I'm a little bit interested in because I do like face products that are a little bit on the lighter side of things. I don't like it when like I have like a whole lot of foundation on. So, and I know that's a little bit weird considering how I only have like foundations that are like medium coverage, and I have one foundation that can get me to full coverage. I don't know if I would pick up anything from this line at all. I mean, like Morphe in general just doesn't really excite me that much. I mean, there are a few products that I am down to try out from Morphe because I mean, like, I'm interested in trying out like the James Charles palette, although I'm going to get like the mini one and not like the full size one because the full size one is just massive, and so I think I would rather get the mini. And I also still want to get the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2, but that's about it that I want from Morphe. I might get like some of the palettes from the Vault collection that they did with Jaclyn Hill, but I don't know. I'm going to continue to wait on that because it's just like I like the idea behind a lot of those palettes, but I just don't know if I like them enough to get them. A lip and cheek mousse like sounds fun, but the thing is though is that I don't know how it would look because I don't think they have any photos available on Trend Mood right now showing like those products on here. No, I don't think so. And like eyeglasses don't really appeal to me, and then like lip oils and everything don't appeal to me either. So, and yeah, it's just not really like catching my eye or anything like that. But if this is something that you would be interesting, the products are launching July 30th. Okay, so next up we have a eyeshadow palette from Plouise, and it's also part of a full-blown collection. So there's an eyeshadow palette, some lipsticks, and there are two nude lip duos. So Each one has a lip liner and a lipstick, and then there's also a eye brush set. Let's talk about the palette though, because honestly the palette is what's catching my attention because there are some colors in it. P. Louise just isn't a brand that is on my radar. Their products just have never done anything to really catch my attention. That's just me personally. I know a lot of people really do like their products and everything, but for me, they're just not a brand that has ever caught my attention. Like their eye base was just never something to truly do anything for me. And like the greens are really catching my eye. It's just that they're also like a bunch of different types of blue shades, which I really do like those grayed out blues that are in there. Those are really pretty. But I mean, honestly, it just doesn't really do it for me though. Like it's pretty and all. It's just that it just seems like a bit much in my opinion. Like there's just a lot going on with that palette. Like there's just, it's a little all over the place because there's like so many blues and there's a couple of greens, then there's like a random yellow and a random purple shade in there. So it's not something that is really like doing anything to get me excited whatsoever. But I know a lot of people love P. Louise and their products. I mean, I know Nikki Tutorials raves about them and raved about them for a hot ass minute. I haven't heard her talk about them though in a hot ass minute though. But I'm sure that like with this palette coming out and this collection coming out, she's probably going to talk about them in an upcoming video. Because honestly, in my opinion, like Nikki Tutorials is the one who put P. Louise on the map because she's the only person that I ever heard talk about P. Louise. So next up, we have a collaboration and collection with Midas Cosmetics, and this is the Dusk to Dawn collection. And looks like there are 4 palettes involved, and it is a highlighter, blush, bronzer, contour palettes, and there are 4 different shades. You have Dawn, which is for light complexions, Noon, which is medium complexion, Dusk, which is rich, and Midnight, which is deeply rich. So I haven't tried anything from Midas Cosmetics and I haven't heard too much about this brand either. Looking at these palettes though, like these are some really nice palettes. Like that like Midnight palette. Those are some deep shades, honey. I wish that they had swatches available for these because the Dawn palette, which is the palette that I would have to get, looking at the Dawn palette, the blush shade looks a bit mauvey, which I don't have any mauve toned blushes at all. Like all the blushes that I have are more so like peachy toned, like peachy and corally toned. And then I have like one neutral tone blush, which I'm going to be using that guy today. Also, I'm curious about like the bronzer and the contour shade in that palette because they look like one of them, I'm guessing the contour shade in it is the one that I'm looking at. It looks really nicely cool toned. And then the bronzer, honestly, the bronzer doesn't look that warm. It looks more or so like a neutral tone, which is definitely like catching my attention because I think for me and my skin tone, I think a more neutral tone bronzer is what's going to work best for me. I mean, yeah, I can get away with using like a warm tone bronzer, but I think a neutral tone is what's going to like look the best on me. Just from like my experience with using like a neutral tone bronzer that's in my Morphe 8H palette. And the highlighter, I don't know about the highlight shade because the highlight shade just looks white and white highlighters tend to not look good on me. Next up we have a monochromatic collection from BH Cosmetics, and There are, it looks like there are 6 palettes within this collection, and they're all monochromatic, with the palettes at least, and then there's also a brush set that goes along with it. Let's see, the eyeshadow palettes are $18 each, which is a bit high considering that it's BH Cosmetics. The brush set is $24, and it has 9 brushes in it. And I think that's everything that's in this collection. Sugar Cone, which is described as like vanilla cream, brown sugar, and cocoa. So that's going to be like a more nude palette. Sorbet Orange, which is full of corals, sun-ripened oranges, and rich siennas. I'm reading this shit off of Trend Moods page, by the way, so these are not my color descriptors. So that one's going to be like a much more like a summery palette. Cherry on Top is full of rosy pinks, juicy red berries, and plump black cherry. So that's going to be your red toned palette. Cotton Candy, Sweet Hot Pink, Soft Lavenders, and Deep Grape, so a pinky purple palette. Bubblegum, which is a lip smacking azure. Okay. Rich Cobalt and Deep Navy and Sugary Teal. So that's going to be your blue tone palette. And then lastly, we have Pistachio, which is from Soft Mint to Deep Emerald. So that's your green palette. This is like a cute collection. I'm not gonna get it though. Like, I like the fact that it's like a monochromatic theme and collection. I like that idea behind it. It's just that I just don't like the color stories, just don't appeal to me. Wish that there was a little bit more variation and like tones and whatnot, especially with the green palette. I find that green palettes are so difficult for me to actually get on board with, because it's always like the same type of greens. Like, it's always like minty greens, and when people do like mint toned anything, it's a pastel teal. Like, when I think of mint, I think of like a very light green, like spearmint type of green. Like, that is what I think of when I think of mint colored stuff. I think of like actual green, like actual pastel green. I don't think about like pastel teal. They're not like green to me. It's just blue. It's just a tealy blue palette. That's all that it is when it comes to like green tone palettes. The only one that slightly appeals to me is Sorbet Orange. But even then, it doesn't really catch my attention that much. And although I am a big fan of like red tones, and I could find myself gravitating towards I think it's the Cherry on Top palette. Yeah, the Cherry on Top. Like, it just ain't doing it for me. But for me personally, I know like if it's going to be something that I'm going to gravitate towards too, it's going to need to have a little bit more vibrancy to it, a little bit more variation in tones, especially when it comes to greens. Because I mean, like, there's only like one shade in that green palette that actually looks green to me and that actually piques my interest. And that's it. Like, all the other greens in there are like greens I can find in every single green palette that exists. Then we get some products from Patrick Ta, which honestly, none of his products appeal to me. I know like when his brand first launched, everybody was like shitting themselves over his products and everything. But I never really got into the hype though. He's an amazing makeup artist and all, but it's just like his products just don't do it for me. Like, there's nothing really exciting about his products. But I think it stems from the fact that, like, he is, like, a professional makeup artist. Like, when it comes to, like, makeup artist brands, at least, the products that they tend to release, like, from what I've noticed, just aren't very flashy. They're just not very flashy. It's very, like, easy, very, like runway appropriate type of products. Which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But for someone like me who likes to be like adventurous with makeup and likes to be extra with makeup, it just doesn't do enough for me. And I mean, yeah, I do like go like rather soft with like skin and like face products, but I mean, you gotta like have more going for you though than just like really pretty skin products. So next up we have a product launch that is in collaboration with one of my favorite people on YouTube. And I also got this palette. Well, I purchased it. I gotta wait a while before I get it. And that is the Pure X Raw Beauty Christie palette. I am so excited for this. Now this collection comes with a double-sided palette, and each side contains 9 eyeshadows, so in total you're getting 18 shadows. And then it also comes with 2 pairs of false lashes. I just simply pre-ordered the palette, and yes, I said pre-ordered. I didn't get it the day of the launch because initially when the palette launched about 2 weeks ago, the palette was going to launch when I wasn't going to be at home. So I had already accepted the fact that I wasn't going to get the palette on launch day because I was going to be home when it initially launched. And so I wasn't going to be able to get it. So I was just going to wait till the restock to get it. Well, come to find out when I got back home that everything went wrong with the original launch day because everybody wanted this palette and broke Pure's website. So yeah, so if I could have tried to have gotten it the day of launch, but I would have been stuck for like an entire day trying to get it. So if you're one of the people who actually got it on launch day, kudos to you. Like, y'all are the real ones. I didn't bother doing it. Besides, my computer could barely even handle it. Over the weekend, from, I think it was, what days was it? I think it was the 18th through the 20th. They had a pre-sale for the restock. And I took part in that. If you pre-ordered the restock, then I believe we're the only ones that are going to be getting anything with the restock, I think is going to be the case. I don't know exactly. I know Ulta had a very, very limited quantity of the palettes, and Christy didn't even know that they were going to actually be getting any of the palettes until they had already sold out. And in a way, I kind of wish I would have known that because I would have tried to have gotten it through Ulta. Because, I mean, I could have gotten some points for it. And not to mention, like, I would be getting it a lot sooner than having to wait till, like, September. Because if you pre-ordered the restock, then it's not going to start shipping out until like the end of August. Most likely I'm not going to be getting mine till probably like mid to late September, which is totally fine. I don't mind having to wait on it. Like, the fact that I know that I am going to be getting it is enough for me. Because Christy, like I mentioned, she is one of my favorite people here on the platform. I've been watching her for about 2 years now, I think. Maybe 3. I know it's been at least 2. Because I've known about her for much longer than that. Because she was one of the top 6 finalists in the NYX Face Awards one year. And I think that was the last year that I actually paid attention to the NYX Face Awards, was the year that she made it to the top 6. I think it was that year. Learned about the NYX Face Awards the year that Mikey won. But I learned about it right at the very end. And then I started like keeping up with it. But after that year though, I stopped liking the Face Awards because it became very obvious to me that the Face Awards was just now, like, due to like how YouTube is and influencers are now, it just turned into like a popularity contest. Anyways, I'm super excited to be getting this palette. one half of the palette is full of neutrals, the other half is full of bright shades, which Christina mentioned that the bright shades in the palette are a little bit more, like, they're not like full-blown bright shadows. It's not like your typical rainbow palette, or it's like they're gonna be insane. But I just simply got the palette though because I am not wearing false lashes right now at this point in time. I do plan on experimenting with false lashes eventually. But as of right now, it's not going to be happening anytime soon, just simply because in order for me to be able to work with false lashes, I'm going to need an eyelash curler. And since I am currently on a no-buy, we're having to put that whole plan and experiment on hold for the time being. Let's move on to the next thing, which is some more skincare. And this is from a sub-brand of Fenty, and that is Fenty Skin. And I've heard about this, but I don't know what all products are involved with this line. So I'm really excited to see like these products that are here. So we have a total cleanser, a fat water toner. Wow, that is a weird way of putting things. Okay. And then a day cream with SPF. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be launching on the 31st everywhere, but there's going to be an early access on the 28th. This is something that I'm curious about because I'm always down for like skincare launches and whatnot, because I'm always like intrigued by skincare launches and whatnot. Wow, this sponge soaks up so much product. I used like the same foundation that I'm using today with my Real Technique sponge, and I only had to use, but I think like one pump, and it did my whole face. I am now doing 4 pumps. I don't get this sponge at all. I don't understand why it is the way that it is, and it annoys me so much. I'm very curious about like the cleanser and the toner. Mainly the toner, because honestly, I mainly just use my toner for my skincare routine for the most part these days. Because I've been finding that using a cleanser isn't like necessarily needed for me on a regular basis. Now, if I'm like on a day like I've been wearing makeup, like today, yes, I use a cleanser to like remove like foundation and whatnot. It's still on the skin. But if we're talking like every day, I just simply use a toner and moisturizer and I'm good to go. Because I've been noticing that if I use a cleanser, it's a little too harsh on my skin. Because I have just such dry skin. Even if it's a cleanser that's formulated for dry skin, I wind up noticing that it dries my skin out a little bit more than just simply using a toner. That toner, the name of the toner alone is really intriguing me. Fat water. See, next up we have some new products from M Cosmetics, which I really want to try them out. For those of you who don't know, M Cosmetics is Michelle Phan's brand. And I've been really curious about her products, especially her serum blushes. I really want to try them so much because they look so nice. So I definitely want to try them out at some point. But here we have the Soft Blur Velvet Lip Liners. They're Sacha Inchi oil, squalane, shea nut oil, and vitamin E to help nourish and condition lips. Enriched with bisabolol? I have no clue what that shit is. To help provide antioxidant defense and ease inflammation. There are 5 shades. They're all like nudie tones. That's the thing with M Cosmetics. Their products are like very like soft and natural, which is totally fine. If you're someone like me who likes to be adventurous with makeup, some of their products just might not excite you that much. But the thing is though, is that it's like, it's Michelle Phan. She's like the OG beauty guru on YouTube. Like, she has been around for centuries on this platform. Let's see. Next up, we have a collection that Angelica Newkiss talked in her video last week, which I just watched yesterday, last night, as I'm filming this. It's currently Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday, the 21st. But Angelica had talked about how Artist Couture is launching new collection, summer collection, and it's called the Caliente collection. There is a eyeshadow palette that has 8 shades in it, and they're like mattes and shimmering finishes, and they're like really bright, fun colors. Cliente red lipstick, which is $18. The palette is $30, by the way. The Diamond Lip Tease glosses, which are $18 each. You have the shades Le Freak and Peep Show. And then the full collection is retailing for $120, and it's going to be available on the 28th through Sephora. I'm just going to be very honest here. Artist Couture has never interested me. None of their products have really appealed to me whatsoever, but that's just me personally. Like I've mentioned, I like being adventurous with my makeup. Yeah, this brush is definitely lifting up my foundation, which is annoying. That palette though looks really nice, and I wouldn't be opposed to trying it out. But the thing is though, is that I already have shades already in my collection that are quite similar to the shades that are in that palette already in my collection. Okay, so here is another influencer brand. I know we're talking about a lot of them, but a lot of them are coming out with their stuff all around the same time as one another. But this brand has already launched though, and I'm super curious about this brand, and that is Patrick Starr's new brand called One Size. Now, Patrick Starr did a full-blown collection with MAC for about a year. I wouldn't even say it was a collection, it was a collaboration. That was a collaboration because they put out products for an entire year together, and it was insane. I mean, like, I don't use MAC because they're not cruelty free, but I mean, kudos to him for being able to do something like that. But anyways, he launched his new brand, which is going to be available in Sephora. Well, it is available in Sephora because it's already is launched at this point. But the thing is though, is that he started out with a very bold move, in my opinion, with the first launch being makeup remover. And the reason why this is such a bold move is because not many people are probably going to go after the product because of the fact that it's just makeup remover. Definitely a bold and risky move. Kind of like how when Tati released Halo Beauty, like everyone was so excited for Tati to release her first brand and everything, but then when they found out that it was just going to be vitamins, a lot of people were a bit shocked by it. We have the makeup remover wipes, which they are massive. They are massive ass wipes. And then there's the makeup remover spray. And now the spray is what's really interesting to me, and is probably the product that I would actually pick up because it's a oil spray. Reviews on Sephora saying that like they use it as a setting spray and that it's like ruining their makeup. But the thing is though, is that it's makeup remover. It says on the listing, and he said in the product launch, that it's a remover. So the people that are out there using it as a setting spray, they're just dumb as hell. They're not reading shit. The wipes are alright. I mean, I've been using wipes for years and everything, but I do want to like go in a direction where I'm not using wipes. Because, I mean, I'm okay with using the wipes that I'm currently using because they're biodegradable, but I don't know if these ones are. Go Off Dissolving Mist is $24, and then the Go Off Makeup Remover wipes are $15. This is not the lip for this look. This average is kind of fucking weird. But anyways, here's the final look, and I think that's everything that I'm going to talk about in this anti-haul, what I'm interested in with new product launches type of video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoy this look. I really do like it. It's a combination of like neutrals, it's grungy, it's kind of sort of colorful. I really like it. I think it's fun. Are you guys interested in any of these products that I talked about today? Let me know which ones that you are interested in. Obviously, you guys know the item that I'm the most excited for is the Raw Beauty Christie palette. It sucks that I have to wait so long in order to get it, but hey, it'll definitely be worth the wait. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until I see you guys in my next one, whatever the hell that may be, goodbye.